My Honda only makes 100 horsepower, so we're gonna take this slow turd and turn it into a straight beast. Since we added the turbo kit, we've been upgrading the car little by little in order to perform the best overall. That way when we do pulls in Mexico, whether it's a Honda with the K series or a muscle car, we should be able to take them on with no issues. But can this car keep up? We've been trying to chase the overheating issue with the Civic. But hopefully this water wetter is gonna fix the issue. And all you gotta do is pour this whole thing and mix it with distilled water. It says right here it can cool up to 20 degrees. I'm not sure that's the case, but I have seen videos online where it does decrease down to 10 degrees. We're only gonna do this in the summer only because if you actually run distilled water in the cold, it's actually gonna freeze. Before we add the water wetter, we first need to drain the old coolant. To empty out the coolant, there's only one drain plug on the radiator. I am gonna run 20% coolant just to keep the heater core from over freezing, because as you guys know, we still have AC in this car. Once that was finished, I then added the water wetter. Gotta make sure it has everything because this thing costs $15. The rest, we're gonna add distilled water. If we add regular water that's not purified, it could actually rust the internals of the engine, and we don't want that. And the water wetter will help it because water wetter is also like an additive for rusting as well. We're gonna upload a new tune from Yash. So that way we can start working on this E85 tune. Press this upload button and we're ready to go. For the next 30 minutes, I bleed out the Civic because if there's any air in the system, it could actually overheat as well. I'm not too happy about what just happened. When I used it, it seemed like it didn't drop at all. Leave a comment down below what y'all guys think. And keep in mind, we are in 100-degree weather. Me and Yash Tune been moving up the increments of E85 to E20, E30, 40, 50, 60. And if y'all guys don't know, most gas stations not gonna be 100% pure. Where I live is not truly pure. Fill this whole thing up with fuel and hopefully Yash can tune it to that adjustment. Draining the tank is pretty simple. There's only 117 mil holding it in. This jug right here does only fill up to 2.5 quarts, so we're gonna have to do this a few times. That's like literally $10 right there. In the past, I filled up the whole tank with full E, but it was only able to read at E50. A friend suggested me to go to a different gas station because it's more pure. This is why I'm draining the tank and refilling once again. We are pretty low on gas, but I'm pretty sure we'll make it to the station with that little amount. It's a Civic after all. When I finally made it to the station, you could see that it's advertised minimum 85% ethanol. So I had high hopes that this fuel was gonna be more pure, so that way we get more performance. I'm hoping this gas station is above 70% because even though it says 85, some gas station misadvertise. Okay, oh, that's good. 69%, that's really good. So hopefully when it warms up, it should be above 70. That was a double backfire. We're back from the run and the highest it's reading at 68%. I mean, that's better than nothing. That's basically close to almost full ethanol still. It's just the ethanol count is not as pure as I would like. Meanwhile, while we're finishing the tune from Yash, we're gonna make some upgrades to increase the driver mod. Well, boom! This is a top mount short shifter for the Civic. Basically another version of a called IRP. No one can afford the IRP short shifter because they charge, I think, $500–600 for that shifter itself. But with this, it'll do the same performance. In order to access the old shifter, we do need to remove the center console. I want to show you guys the before. Here's how it looks wiggling. Oh yeah! And then first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then that's reverse. There's always something with this car. Removing the shifter is pretty simple because there's only 12 mil bolts holding it in. You can see under the car there is 2 leakages. We're gonna be able to delete one and save some weight. Look at the bushing. Like literally so shot. Now that this is all out, we only have to use the linkage that selects the gearing. This one we don't have to use anymore. We do have to cut off these counterweights. Actually has a clearance problem when it's there. I hate using this thing, but we gotta do it either way. So we're done. It's not the best.
The last thing is to drill the holes on top where the mounting bracket goes.
For a neutral slab, it returns pretty quick than it was before. And as we go into gear, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can't go into reverse. It opens that bottom rod and then boom, now I can go into reverse. Comment down below what the part number is for this shifter boot area. I have this, but it seems like it doesn't fit. I've ordered one of the rarest lips in the world and we're gonna unbox that today. Now, when I ordered this lip, it took about a month to get here. This might look like an ordinary lip, but it isn't. It's overseas. It's called the VTI/SIR lip. Currently, we're running the Type R lip on the Civic. However, this one is slightly different. If we lift this up, this is basically a little bit longer and extended. This one's a lot shorter. America always gets the short end of the stick and we don't get the cool stuff. So because it's not long, it looks like the Civic has a short butt, but then it has long side skirts. We're trying to extend it a little bit lower so that way the flow is a lot better with this Civic. It's a minor detail, but hey, small details make a big difference.
It's crazy how this lip was only made in Japan, Europe, Canada, basically anything outside of America. I'm glad that I have it now because this will definitely give the Civic a new look.
Lip is sanded pretty good, all the way down to 600.
I then laid some white primer in order to get it started.
I went very light on the coat, so that way when I do lay on another layer, it's gonna be strong.
Next, I used a can of paint that paint matched to the color of the car, and it turned out pretty well.
I've laid the base coat. Obviously, it's not as shiny because I haven't had the clear. I've done multiple lips in the past, so this is actually going pretty nice. While the lip is drying, we're gonna add some nude spark plugs just because the tuner said so. Look how fresh that plug is. Look at that old.
After the new plugs were installed, I laid some clear and let the lip dry overnight.
I wish I had a tack cloth because last night there was tons of bugs flying over this and they got attached to the paint. We burnt the heck out of this with my previous exhaust. You can see actually some of the plastic is wanting to come off. You can see that the VTI lip has an exhaust cut out for it rather than the Type R lip. There's no exhaust cut out.
Now that the lip is fully cured, it's time to drill some holes.
So from the old lip, I did reuse the weather stripping. Yeah, that's a lot more thicker.
Comment down below what you guys think is better, Type R lip or VTI.
Stickers for more horsepower. In the box, we have a dual relay and also a kill switch. And Hondas are notorious for having a no start issue, especially with their main relays. They tend to go out a lot just because they're just old. And with this switch, it can prevent any theft from happening. So that way, if someone tries to steal your car, they can't because it's turned off.
The great thing about this dual main relay, it's literally a plug and play. There's no wiring involved, anything like that. And you guys know I hate wiring.
Look closely, disconnect this, and look at that. Now it's exposing the male and female side of the wire. No splicing, no cutting, no soldering. We have our better dual relay setup that's gonna last longer, but also prevent from theft. So I left the car in the on position, so it should just start right up. Now let's turn off the kill switch. There we go. If you guys want to check out the dual main relay setup, it's on the Racespec Wiring website, linked down below. I finally pulled the trigger and bought a new steering wheel. This is a Rep Momo steering wheel that I got for like 70 bucks. Definitely look 10 times better and my floppy stitching won't show. Eventually, I do want to put an S2000 steering wheel on here. Airbag is out. Now you're probably wondering, how are we gonna attach this steering wheel? Found a cheap quick release. You know, it doesn't look that bad. I'll probably buy a better one, like an NRG. For now, this will do. We're gonna leave this on the side for now. Let's see if the steering wheel actually lines up. When it does. Horn button does not work because still need to buy some horns. Unfortunately, it does not do the ding. At least it works. First, we're gonna solve the biggest issue with old cars, and that's where this little guy comes in. When we first turboed the Civic and put octane booster to turn the gas from 87 to 93, accidentally stained my paint. And the reason why is that is because I don't know where else to put this gas cap. In modern cars, they do have it here or somewhere in this area. Luckily, Bull Boost has an easy solution, and it's really affordable too. Since this car is my daily driver, it gets pretty annoying to pump this car all the time and having to put the gas cap on the roof. Gas cap holder from Bull Boost, I literally, boom. I mean, it's that simple, and slam it, fits just fine.
For the next few items, Bull Boost sent some things to clean up the engine bay.
Tower is okay, this is how it comes stock. Old and the new.
These metal plates are just for looks, but they do spice up the engine bay. They also sent out an extended starter and alternator wire, so that way we could tuck it in and make it a little bit neater.
I just bolted on the starter wire, and look on there. Look through the axle, you can see no big wire in the middle anymore. Tuck the starter wire and the alternator wire as best I can. In the future, I do want to tuck harness so that way I could get rid of a lot of the wires. Braided brake lines basically don't make the brake pedal feel mushy, it feels more stiff. And it looks pretty simple to access.
Placing the old rubber line was pretty simple since there's only a 10 mil holding it in. I then took it for a test run just to see how it would feel.
Here we go, new tune.
I want to say a big thanks to Yash Tune for tuning the car, and now that it's basically ready, who should we run up against, or what car? Drop a like on this video if you guys want to see the Civic hunt down some cars on the street.